everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not sure what happened in the last part. It's been a little while. I think it was the patch 6.2 stuff. I think it was the new 8-man raid, the Pandemonium stuff. I think that was last. I could be wrong though. But we are here in patch 6.25. It's been released today, which means we got some new stuff we gotta do, particularly with a new beast tribe. The Omnicrons have been released, the Disciples of the Lands tribe. So we're here to unlock these guys and work on them for the next couple weeks. Much like all the other beast tribes, I have already done all the prerequisite quests because I went through the entire area. I cleared out everything when I was going through the story. You know the drill. So I can't tell you what the prerequisite quests are. So yeah, let's just start this, shall we? Do this quickly before the daily reset, so I can do more dailies. Welcome, Cecil, to the last Dregs. At long last, we're open for business, and that's not all. The unit recommends you allow the squeaky lifeform to elaborate. Please be advised that this recommendation does not extend to our other conversations. Music's still pretty good though. For one thing, we've cleaned the place up since your last visit. That counter is clean enough to eat off of. We've also recruited additional Omnicrons to our cause. They have absolutely not better to do and are thus stationed here at all hours. I fear the lack of customer service experience may prove an issue, however, so I think it's best our first patrons be similar to the people of Theris. You lot have all been off understanding of our slip-ups with the moon. But first of all, where are you gonna get customers from? You're way out in the boonies in the universe. Where the fuck are you gonna get customers besides dragons and those other creatures? To fulfill that objective, this unit has taken the liberty of ordering the replication of passably intelligent lifeforms based on data recovered from dead ends. These lifeforms now exist as tangible simulations, much like this unit itself, allowing them to enjoy cafe services. Oh, so that's how you did it. If you orient your ocular orbs to my right, you will find Patron 001 and Patron 002 of the Carlian people. Who? Oh, these guys. Prepare to die, traitor! I shall now obliterate your hideous helm and your belligerent brain with it. Ideological alignment with the global community is the only way to restore peace. That and the utter annihilation of our enemies. You would say that, mongrel? You have long since ceased to see beyond the leash beyond your neck. Or perhaps it's that tasteless headwear that's cutting up oxygen to your brain. I mean, it's the same headwear, just different colors. Come on, guys. You and your masters know aught of righteousness. The peace you offer was but apathy. Self-determination subjugated to the pull of the yoke. Pray that you at last know freedom and death. Lord. As you can see, it's not going well as we had hopes. Data indicates that while the Carlians prospered materially under the global community, the anti-establishment freedom fighters fought back against its oppressive social conditions, leading to total annihilation of both civilization and star. Excuse me, it seems like you both want the same thing. To put an end to this conflict and live happily ever after. Also to murder each other, but that didn't turn out so well for you last time. How about you take a seat and talk this over? Alright, let's just do a quick audio test real quick. Sorry about that. I suppose this will have to do for the time being. As for you see, I have something even more important to show you. With me! So we're gonna get all the simulations of the people that we saw during the Dead Ends dungeon, huh? So the Namazu peoples and the peoples from the other area in the white robes. Can you see it? Here at the end of the universe, a new star has been born. Where? Ooh, it's a bright light. Furthermore, our ratings confirm that this unidentified star is composed of dynamis. With the Endsinger gone, Ultima Thule should no longer be doomed to despair. Yet, what kind of star, what civilization could have arisen out of the dynamis of this place? I shudder to think. That's precisely why this unit recommends eliminating potential threats immediately. The looming specter of a hostile civilization is not conducive to carrying out current orders to live. If you learn nothing about from the Carlians, we cannot simply go about annihilating everybody who looks at us askance. Besides, it would be a shame to waste any potential resources that the star has to offer. It's not as if we're rolling in tea leaves out here. This unit finds the eminently killable life form's outlook to be intolerably naive. I'll show you eminently killable, you weird-looking fork. Huh. What an insult. He doesn't know what to do. Anyway, I propose that, with your help, Cessla, we first investigate this newborn star. There will be plenty of time for annihilating later, should certain research measures be called for. If both eminently killable life forms insist, you may access the research portal from base Omicron. This unit will accompany you for your own safety. Fine. Tribal quests. They're now called tribal quests, not beast quests. Beyond this portal, you'll find a research area constructed for the purposes of collecting data on the new star. You may proceed, with caution, to the star from there. Call me impressed by Stigma 4, that is. It's the one that made all of this. Now look sharp, Porky. What is this? Where are we going? Why can't you just have it teleport directly to there? Why do you have to have it like a midway point? FTL travel initialized. Collaborating coordinates. Where are we going? What are we looking at? Oh, there's nothing. There's nothing! Besides that. If Ultima Thule is governed by sentiment, does that mean this huge thing came straight from someone's heart? Initializing scan of planet's surface and core. Environmental scans inconsistent with data from previously recorded planets. No signs of civilization detected. This unit can only assume that the star is entirely new. Unlike anything seen before. And he doesn't know. Emergency alert from the last Dregs. This unit will now transmit directly from Stigma 4. Emergency alert! Customers designated patron 001 and patron 002 are resisting delivery of sustenance. Weapons have been drawn. Please advise. Resisting? Well, then what did you serve them? You get them fighting in the comms. As proposed by the fleet-ridden manager, staff first attempted to provide patrons with locally rendered carrots. They were rejected as not food. That's all you think of was carrots! Gordona oil and Omicron grease were also rejected. Of course that will be rejected. Who the fuck wants that? I certainly wouldn't. Despite databases indicating that these substances fulfill 95% of the criteria for designation as food. Maybe for you, not for living beings. Words unsuitable for transmission also issued from patrons at this time. The torrent of verbal abuse activated the Gordona Guardian's moderation filters, causing intercept weapon systems to purge. All remaining units have withdrawn behind available cover. Projections indicate a 99.979783% chance of failure should further arbitration be attempted by current staff. Management support requested. I sort of expected this. After all, artificial carrots aren't just right. Aren't right. Where's the fresh and juicy crunch? Where's the slight aftertaste of dirt? God, all you think of was carrots. Have you tried anything other than food? Perhaps they don't like carrots. I don't know why anyone would bother putting other things in their mouth when they are perfectly good carrots lying about, but very well. I suppose I'll need to concoct some sort of nutritious admixture. Data indicates that cultivation prospects in Ultimate Thule are abysmal. To manufacture ingredients will require a dedicated production plant. Given the fate of our aforementioned carrots, that simply will not do. But what of this new star? Could it not be used to cultivate the fresh culinary ingredients we need? And where, pray tell, am I gonna get that? Oh god. As I can see now, our customers in contentment upon tasting the most delicious and nutritious cuisine they've ever had. The sight should delight me as much as 100 carats of happiness at least. Oh boy. It's Dynamis! Goodness me! Oh, we got grass. Scanning soil. Acidity, moisture content, and temperature within acceptable parameters. And it's so soft and softened on my paws, as if it's simply begging for cultivation. Indeed, analysis indicates that 56.2% of cultivars registered to database during prior conflicts with organic civilizations would be suited to this environment. Did this star grant my wish? I suppose, given the nature of this place, it's not unreasonable to believe that residual energies from Median's nest could be coalesced into a new star. Nor that said star would be as susceptible to emotion as the rest of the dynamics around here. This theory is excessively convenient, but the data does not contradict it. Your ability to insult me, even when we're in agreement, never ceases to amaze. Fortunately for you, I have better things to do than bicker with a bucket of bolts right now. Oh, magics of creation, feel the craving deep within my soul. Grant me endless carrots. Nope. One wish per carrot. One wish per person. You're on cooldown. Perhaps gluttony does not qualify as an emotion. Fuck. Bugger. Yet my hopes for the cafe do, apparently. Unlike my, however, sincere visions of carrots, specifically that intangible hope for a potential future took from as tillable earth, in which case perhaps the joy of as yet unrealized possibility is the key to success here. Thus shall we call it illusion, a joyful land where our hopes may come to rest. Hey look, I just fucking finished the last remnant. Ain't that convenient? I actually know how to say the word. The mythology at work here remains alien to this unit, but the overexcited organism's speculation has merit. Dynamis has been demonstrated to make the impossible possible. However, the data also shows that it lends itself as easily to ill as to good. If the beings of Ultimate Thule succumb to despair once more, the consequences will be dire. This unit does not even need to run the calculations to be sure. Oh boy, my carrots! I forgot about the customers! We must attend to them with all haste, lest they warp the nature of the star. Okay. So it's got. So I'm assuming this will be the area that will be transformed as time goes on. Got some nice music. Please, if you just sit down for a nice calming cup of tea. As I thought to fall for your ruse a second time. That food you served us made me long for the days of chewing a boot in the trenches. Deeply though it pains me, I must agree. That was the least palatable vegetable I've ever eaten, wartime or no. If I die, my blood is on your hands. Heavens, we can't have that. We wish only to satisfy our customers, to bring them joy so that they never again fall to despair. What dish would bring you joy, if I may ask? Everything we typically eat, from beans to beef, is manufactured according to specifications that I could not begin to guess at. But I would take anything even approaching normal at this point. Perhaps a salad to cleanse the palate of that horrid oil. As long as there are none of those genetically modified logs in it this time. Huh. I see. 2 salads with completely organic ingredients coming right up. How soon your paltry gray matter forgets, there is a dearth of produce in this corner of the universe. Even on the new star, seeds will require time to grow. Oh, but surely Cessa can do something about that. Sure, just leave it up to me. You are a botanist, are you not? Surely there must be some manner of edible flora around here, inconspicuous though it may be. Honestly, I chose botanist because I don't think I did botanist with the last beast beast tribe. This kind of fits, honestly. I dare say local ingredients are something of a conversation starter, so that could be the first extent our patrons is resolving their differences. Wouldn't that be lovely? I guess. Where the fuck am I gonna get ingredients from? You need only relax and wait. We'll serve you a delicious dinner yet. Reluctantly review natural resource database. The promising nodes located. Onions growing in the Raya Tara area shows acceptable nutrient composition. Database indicates that they may also provide desirable flavor to the impending salad. While you do that, we'll see if we can't scrounge up a few more ingredients from our source. Though I still cannot imagine why one would prefer other foodstuffs to carrots, I must admit that I find this culinary experimentation rather invigorating. Sure, just let me do the hard. Let me do all the hard work. Am I going over there? Onions grow here. There's like nothing here. What the fuck's this? I haven't messed with gatherers since since they changed gatherers a little bit. What's this? When gathering, there was a chance to trigger the gatherer's boon effect, which will grant an additional item during the attempted gathering attempt. The higher your perception rate, the better chance you have of triggering this effect. Oh, interesting. Okay. Because you can't gather high quality materials anymore with the release of Endwalker. So I haven't really obviously I haven't touched my my gatherers since the release of Endwalker. That was easy. Back to Omicron. It's fast if I just teleport over here. I got your onions, freshly harvested. Here you go. As you can see, I had gear ready for level 90 for gatherers. Quality and quantity of provided ingredients exceed accepted parameters. Expected. Yours, maybe. I knew Cessa would go above and beyond. Now to put these greens to the test. I'm a little stuffed up if you can't tell. I've had a cold for the last couple of days. Needless to say, I fear for my life. I would too. Fuck knows where I gathered that shit from. Now that you've done so much trouble, I suppose you should try it. I'm more impressed that you're able to eat with their helmets on. Fuck, give me that skill. I won't have to show my face when I'm eating. An astoundingly robust spectrum of flavor and texture. I was unaware that food could possess such pleasant complexity. Mass-produced dishes pale in comparison. Watch your tongue. The global community solve world hunger through automation. You know, you'll have the scurvy thrice over it. Oh, you lot would have scurvy thrice over without it. Still, I must admit that the flavor is unique. Though we replicated a wide variety of cultivars in our factories, just as many were consigned to history, I see now that what a loss that was. There is an appeal to having the freedom to choose what you eat, is there not? Though I recognize the validity of your world hunger argument. Perhaps there is room for both perspectives at this table. As this peculiar waiter observed, our haste to elevate one at the expense of others has not served us well in the past. So they are aware they pretty much destroyed themselves. Odd words to hear from a freedom fighter, but not wrong. That's the spirit. I'm certain you'll have plenty in common, and if you're willing to hear each other out. In the meantime, why not help us with the gardening? Release some of that pent-up energy that has you shouting at each other all the time. Think about it. It's honest, non-violent work. And the more you grow, the more new flavors you can experience. We have a patch of land on a new star that has your names on it. Well, your patron designations anyway. What do you say? How can I claim that I'd be happier on the battlefield? I fought in the name of peace until there was not left to fight, or to fight for. There has to be a better way. Maybe in safeguarding life rather than taking it. I'll find out what that is. What is it, man? I hesitate to align my ethos with that of a global citizen. Yet it is true that we have the freedom to choose a better future. Very well, I shall put down my arms and travel a different path this time around. Then it's a truce. Let's plant those vegetables. Oh, I smell hope. It smells like carrots of happiness, if you're wondering. Perhaps illusion can smell too. Inconclusive and 80% nonsensical. However, possibilities resulting from this unlikely alliance approach the infinite. I suppose that means we'll have to go and see for ourselves. Come along, patrons. You just let your food on the table. They even fucking finish their food. They're all my harvesting. What assholes. What assholes. Despite the small yet statistically significant chance of there being greeted by hostiles, the naive lifeform has sent Patron 001 and Patron 002 ahead to illusion. This unit suggests we make case and confirm what effects, if any, their emotions have wrought on the star. Alright, let's check it out. Oh, we got a fence up and everything. Holy shit, they work fast! Where the fuck did you get this equipment from them? I like the music though. The Carlian's heartfelt hopes for a peaceful future have taken form as resplendent gardens. I like this area already. Plus the music. These kinds of zones where it kind of cuts you off from the rest of the world in your own little private area. I fucking love this music. I'm assuming that'll be another place that's developed. Nevertheless, much of the newborn star remains as onto a blank canvas. What other hopes will the power of Dynamis bring to life? I'm actually curious to see what this place turns into. I'm already liking this way better than the elephants. I like that. Plus the music, man. Dynamis-based alterations to the local environment exceed all but the most improbable projections. Data from prior civilizations indicates that organic customers will be pleased with the vegetation available for consumption. This unit proposes a temporary retreat to A4 research to discuss future salads and salad-adjacent matters. Alright. It's already looking like a proper area. All management units are present. This unit will now run multiple cognitive simulations of the last Dregs future. Okay. Analysis complete. Simulations suggest that further consultation with the reconstructed life forms and changes to the nature of lesion will be both beneficial, increasing future customer satisfaction. Overall, friendly interaction appears key to the success of last Dregs objectives, which are vital to the ongoing mission of Live. In other words, if we continue to value our patrons, our cafe will become an ever greater source of joy. You know, I always thought when I always knew the Omicrons would probably be a beast tribe, but I always thought that the beast tribe area would be on that cafe area, not in a completely different area. This unit would not make such a fanciful projection, but nevertheless agrees with the general trajectory proposed. The ongoing assistance of allied lifeform Cecil will also be invaluable. We continue to act as a management unit. I swore I'd never go back to retail. Oh. Girl, I can feel you. I can feel you, girl. So much. This statement hits so hard. Fuck me. Oh, count this unit in. I wanted to hit that option so bad. Just should have. Fuck me. Your cooperation is appreciated. Oh god. In preparation for the next phase of operations, this unit proposes strategically repositioning the Matrix Stigma forward in this location. That may better assist in coordinating planetary and cafe objectives. Transmission of orders will be commenced at your signal. Oh god, that was funny. Oh, I should have hit that other option. Oh, that would have been great. Fuck. Fuck. It's cold. Retro thrusters on cooldown. Initiating matrix installation. What are you doing? Floating eyeball. Speaking of which, we have one more installation to attend to. Hold still at N7000. What do you do? Let me give it bunny ears. Why? Perfect. Now I can tell which Omicron the insults will be coming from. It also signifies your role in this operation quite well, does it not? Crude, yet effective. This unit will consent to wearing this large, eared life form's primitive accessory. Now, my loyal crew, to work! The possibilities are infinite, so there's much to be done. Jeez. Alright, the last dregs. Cool. And thus, a new round of beast tribes, or should I say allied quest begins! Grab these real quick. The XP is still pretty good though. Good way to level up if you haven't leveled up your Disciples of the Land yet. Which is why exactly I've been holding this off. But yeah. That's gonna be it for this part. So once I'm able to go up to the next rank, we'll be back to do more. So sit tight. So we'll be back in a snap. Alright, we are back to do the next rank quest. So, N7000, what is up? What is up, man? Is that the Namazu peoples? Woo. This unit is pleased to inform you that the culinary ingredient supply has stabilized and relations with reconstructed Carlians are rated as friendly. As conditions are proceeding with the next phase of operations are optimal, this unit has taken the liberty of ordering additional customers. Patron 003 and Patron 004 are being transported to the last dregs, even as we exchange communication signals. What sort of patrons is sting before reconstructed for us this time, I wonder? We may as well see for ourselves. I think I know. Get a nice little teleport here too, which is nice. All of this place changes too, you know? Look at that. They're not at each other's throats. The cafe has a pleasant ambiance these days, wouldn't you say, Cecila? The Carlians aren't even shouting at each other. I agree. But where are our new customers? Patrons were seated according to table with a view protocol and served in accordance with the salad protocol, which have produced a satisfaction rate of 124% among customers to date. Excellent work, unit. It is always better to speak with customers after they've been fed. It is an Namazu peoples. These patrons are of the Gribolf race, known for its metallurgy. Records indicate that this civilization originated amidst the shining blue seas of its home planet, later adapting to life on its land masses. Thus, the Gribolf diet includes both fish and plant matter. I prefer the I like the Namazu. Well, it looks a little bit different than the Namazu. Oh dear, is the sound not to your liking? The organic life form's preferences confound this unit's logic circuits. Please provide additional data. Oh, I hope you won't take this personally. It's a perfectly lovely salad. Only I miss home so much. I see. The salad brings back painful memories. Could we get you something else, perhaps? Not carrots. All our friends are dead. Oh boy. Wait. Well, how about a cup of tea? I don't think that's gonna help. What are we gonna do? We will meet our customers cry. Cry! We need to catch them before they escape through the portal to another Ostracon. If we can't cheer them up quickly, their woe will plunge this whole place into despair. Oh boy. It's kind of a shame though. I'm kind of really curious what their world used to look like, you know? Because all we saw was a very not pleasant scenery in the last dungeon of Endwalker. What was the dungeon called? No, that's Shadowbringers. The Dead Ends. Audio input registers no whimpering in this vicinity. This unit can only conclude patron 003 and patron 004 utilize the portal to teleport to base Omicron. Curse their advanced technological comprehension born of generations of metalworking innovation. Fear not, anxiety-prone life form. Base Omicron perimeter is perpetually monitored by patrol units. This unit will transmit recorded data of customer service interactions to aid in detection of rogue patrons. Well then, what are you waiting for? So pushy. The place isn't that very big. You can only go so far in this place. Fugitive Grebeloff. I can call it Greb, it's easy to say. Data downloaded. Initiating the pattern matching sequence. Sunny confirmed. Last known location, territory between base Omicron and Clouded Portal. Target life forms were deemed annoying but non-threatening. Warranty no interaction. What about you? Anomalous data detected in Clouded Portal transmission record. Time code suggests these unregistered life forms may be the Grebs you were looking for. You didn't help me at all. Camera recordings confirmed patron 003 ran screaming through base Omicron, followed closely by patron 004. Did any patrol units provide additional data? Yes. Only one did. Then there is a high probability the Clouded Portal was the customer's port of egress. How did the little legs run so fast? Asking for a friend. At any rate, that portal leads to Ostracon Tria. Let's make for the abode of the Ia. At the least, there may be more eyewitnesses. Alright, do that. This music never gets old, you know? It's still some of my favorite music in the game. I'll tell you, when after I finished Endwalker, I would make this my home for. I made this my home for a while, so I could listen to the music. This is where I would idle around for a good while before I got tired of hearing the music. It's still some of the good music though. Per this EA unit, there's the rogue customers that may be somewhere nearby. If it is indeed the well-armored beings you speak of, they entered our abode crying for water. Incidentally, their crying produced water as well, which one must assume is why they were carrying on so. Regardless, we told them the wellspring of regret. Perhaps it brings them spiritual comfort as we once found in our holy places. Or perhaps they continue to weep even now. This unit would not venture to theorize. However, projections do indicate that once the Grebs locate a water source, they will entrench there. Despite their sophistication, their nature subjects them to certain base instincts. If only they had stayed for tea, they must be awfully dehydrated by now. Come on! Gotta move quick. It's way over there, huh? Alright. Hey, Grabs. Fathomless deep. You followed us all the way out here? It's our responsibility as cafe managers, though we underestimate your determination and lung capacity, I must admit. Do you feel better now that you've seen the water? Query. Is the imbecilic life form malfunctioning? This unit lacks many of the traits shared by organic races, but even so, the visual data could not be more conclusive. I shan't dignify that with a response, but how do you feel? So bad then. Yes, bad. We finally escaped those terribly pointy machines only to find this. We can't dive in this miserable little puddle. It's barely suitable for dipping. I don't want to be in this strange land. I want to go home. But we've lost so much. Did we finally lose our ocean too? No. I'm not certain I understand. Our ocean's true that's superior to the lakes. Our seas on the moon don't even have water most of the time. Yeah, they do. Have you not seen Eorzea? Or Aetheris, I should say. The Great Lakes that divide each continent? Great Lakes, Great Seas, my bad. Oh, like an old Charlan? Big and blue with a horizon all on its own? This unit has never seen such a thing. Omicron protocol is to evaporate significant water sources that may be of use to the enemy before landing. I guess that makes sense. Get rid of the water source. That's the prime thing to do for an invasion. There are no oceans in Ultima Thule, that's for certain. And so, there must be something here that brings back pleasant memories of the sea, rather than depressing ones. You know, Cecila, what's unique about the ocean aside from all the water? The salty sea breeze. In that case, perhaps we can harness the scent you've recalled to evoke memories of relaxing days at the shore. This unit acknowledges the potential of this course of action. Comparison of data from the dead ends and records on the Ragnarok shows significant similarities between the chemical compositions of the oceans of Aetheris and the Greb star. Sea smell it is! Once Cecil sniffs out a sufficiently ocean-scented ingredient, we'll sprinkle it on a delicious dish to raise our customers' spirits. Isolating odoriferous compounds and querying database. Chemical match found. Consistent constituents, amino acids of the legumes, located at approximate coordinates 13, 14, 2, will be useful in simulating the smell of your oceans. Similar amino acids are present in dragon scales, however, these are not so easily digested. Surely we can find some manner of dish to cook with that. Perhaps a soup. This unit suggests worrying about that after allied units reconvene at the last Dregs. In the meanwhile, the protocol requires management to gently prod the customers until they regain their faculties. Alright. Time to get some beans! Where am I going? Down there? Okay. How convenient, it's all right here. Alright. Go over here, it'll be easier and faster. Got your beans! The wonderful beans. Ingredients confirmed. Loading recipe. Huzzah! It's time to get cooking. That looks a very unappetizing soup. But what do I know? This salty, tangy, vaguely fishy aroma. How bittersweet it is. How are you gonna eat with your helmets on? That's what I want to know. Oh. That's definitely not the Namazu, now that we can clearly see their face. It looks like... they look like mice. Or cats. That's weird. Astounding, it tastes just like the tide. It's kind of hard. I can't tell if they look more similar to mice, or like a mouse, or I guess it's more close to a mouse than it is a cat, you know? An invigorating flavor, as if waded in and accidentally swallowed a lungful. Ah, such fond memories, even if they do sting a bit. We had many a good day thanks to our beautiful sea. If I could go back to those times, I would treasure the blessings it gave us. I would keep it safe from harm. What I want to know is how the fuck the sea got all murky. That's what I want to know. Incoming transmission from Sigma 4. Observational units report rapid changes to Illusion's landscape. All signs point to Greb influence. Really? Well, this bears seeing for ourselves. We're just gonna leave our food on the table? What rude customers we are. Alright. Let's see what's changed in Illusion. This unit fears the cardiovascular system of the excitable life form and recommends not keeping it in the suspense any longer. This guy's a very deep, certain way with words. What do we got here? Whoa. What's this? Oh! Ooh, look at this place! Now that is nice. Now that's nice. Check this place out. From the profound love and appreciation, the Greb's Ocean has been reborn. It'll make a fine home for myriad aquatic creatures. Damn, look at this place. There is yet much room for Illusion to grow and change. But other hopes with the power of Dynamis bring to life. Obviously, that would be the next guys. The white robe people. Maybe a bit smaller than the real thing, but it certainly smelled like an ocean to me. Oh shit. Now this unit, I guess, did you see their happy face or something like that? This unit did see and appreciates allied units' assistance in fulfilling this objective. We have land, we have sea. One does wonder what could possibly come next. Not to mention what menu items it will inspire. More importantly, this mission is evolving. Analysis of statements made by the Grebs, as well as their overall demeanor, indicates that their memories originate just prior to the star's ultimate demise. Once reconstructed, the individuals initially remained in a state of deep despair over what had befallen their world, and its seas in particular. By operation, Soup, however, cafe management restored to them their will to carry on. These events have caused this unit to reevaluate the significance of the current mission. Mission significance and satisfaction with the current orders are now rated as high. Don't say. Yet this unit has unresolved queries. Metaphysically, this unit and other life forms in Ultimate Thule are not but simulations. Memories reconstructed with dynamis. Regardless of our actions, can these lives truly be categorized as meaningful? Not to cut your your existential crisis short, Boldhead, but we do not have data proving that you're as metaphysically significant as anyone else. Our customers affected the dynamics of illusion, and that's a fact. You lot may be a lot different, be a little different, but your feelings, your hopes, your dreams. God damn it. Get something stuck in the back of my throat. Yeah. I'm still dealing with the effects of a cold. Yeah. Those are real. So let's get out there and some smiles, eh? We can't do it without you. I wonder if the Omicrons will have their own thing. You know? Affirmative. Thank you, Jammingway. Oh, call him by his name. Getting along. I want to check out this new area. New quests are available. I'll grab those in a second. Let me check out this new area. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is a nice place. Look at this place, man. Kind of makes you sad that to see what happened to the world in the dead ends, you know? This is only a small glimpse of what the world used to look like. Kind of makes you sad when you think about it. This is very nice. This is super nice. It makes you wonder what's next. With I'm positive. Obviously, the White Road people and the final sequence of the dead ends will be over there, which makes me curious about what's gonna be over there, because there wasn't really much over there except there was a bunch of trees and greenery. So I'm kind of curious how that's gonna turn out. And I do love this theme of illusion. All right, so that's it for this bit. So once we're able to go up to the next batch of quests again, I will be back to do the next rank. So yeah, I'll be back in a jiffy. Alright, so we're ready to take on the next rank. So N7000, what is going on? Another question. Greetings, Cecil. This unit commands your fulfillment of objectives relating to the care and feeding of greb customers. What is that word? Pescatarian menu items in particular have met with the high approval ratings. Current mission is proceeding as audio records indicate your people would say swimmingly. We've learned much from the Carlians and the Grebs in the last Dregs, and now this site of joyful cultural exchange. But don't take our word for it. Come and see. Okay. Let's see how things are going over here. Ooh. It's ready to eat. We should keep an eye on that one. They've already polished off 3 bowls of soup today. It's hungry. Well-fed grubs provide important mission data. Soup-related sacrifices must be made. Oh, you like making customers happy. Admit it. The scene merely acknowledges customer satisfaction as more conducive to mission objectives than mutual hostility. Speaking of which, Patron 005 and Patron 006 should be closely monitored. Try to change the subject on my William. Wait, who are Patron 005 and Patron 006? I knew it! It's the cloaked rogue guys! I mean, they weren't really hostile in the dungeon. They just gave their lives away. Hey, hail new patrons! I, Jamming Way, would like to personally welcome you to the last Dregs. Can you tell me a bit about your home star? Uh-oh. Silence. Analyzing metaphysical waveform. Nihilism? I can't say that word. Nihilism. I'm just gonna go with that. Protocol is activated. Share not truth and shed the self. This is a well. The universe too is finite. Only in death may we embrace true infinity. Did you just assassinate my barista? Why would you do that? Situational analysis complete. New customers are of the Nibiron civilization. This society eliminated concepts deemed unpleasant by organic life forms such as war and death. In so doing, individuals attain physical immortality in a state of unified comprehension. Their projections are insufficient, however. I'm just gonna call you the Nibby. The Nibby people only realized that the elimination of strife would similarly destroy the sources of joy when it was too late. At that point, they jointly decided it would be preferable to return to non-existence. Ugh. Powering the scene for a moment. Halting shutdown processes. Troubleshooter initialized, prepared features, and self-determination algorithm restored. He's alive! Why have you returned this being to define it? The golden mercy of Rala was so close at hand. Sorry to say this, but I killed your Rala guard. Sweet mother, this is terrifying. Cultural exchange be damned. We can't let them near the other patrons. On the contrary, this unit believes that exposure to other civilizations may benefit these customers and invites them to tour the local simulations of dead worlds. To be certain, the nature of other civilizations is a long-held curiosity of ours. It may be interesting to discuss their inherent futility. That is the spirit. All societies and ultimate thoughts are subject to unique manifestations of despair, so this unit recommends comparing each to the tragic perfection of the Nibby. We are in favor. To arrive at philosophical resonance with such beings will fill much time before blessed obliteration. I'm being invited to Apex Legends. I don't even play Apex Legends! I don't know why people invite me to play this shit. What the hells? I hope we have a plan to avert this place from falling into despair. You have already demonstrated to the peoples of Ultimate Thule that despair can be overcome. Projections indicate that, once restored, hope is not so easily extinguished. So you think they'll be able to help each other like you saved M104 with just now? I suppose I should be glad that they took you up on it. Those Nibby make my fur stand on end. I don't want them anywhere near illusion. It would be nice if we could cure them of their ennui, of course, but I cannot see how. The Nibby are the last dead civilization with sufficient data for replication. So should prove impossible to turn them into satisfied customers, the probability of further developments on illusion is low. Oh, that is frustrating. Why must they be so scarier than the other two? I retract my complaints about our suit budget. Well, what if we invite patrons from another civilization instead? The Ia, for instance. There is no reason we had to build all of our own customers, and they seem rather thoughtful. At the very least, it would make good practice in the philosophical debate. This unit cannot guarantee that any amount of practice would prepare you to treat with the Nibby. However, it agrees that inviting local life forms to the last Dregs would be good for business. Alright, guess we're gonna go into the Ia. I guess those Nibby is a lot more hostile than I thought they would be. Or maybe I'm just not remembering right, because it's been a while since I played through that dungeon. A good while. Current objective: convince prospective Ia patrons of the desirability of last Dregs sustenance. We'll search for potential customers in this vicinity. Can you ask around that scary stone circle where everyone stares at the sky? Thanks in advance. That stone circle. Oh, that's not what I... A venue for replenishment of discourse, you say? We once visited similar establishments. They are memorialized today through the existence of our restaurant, where we traditionalists gather to restore ether and vent our petty miseries upon one another. Your civilization is young, so perhaps you do not yet understand that one such location is more than enough. Even the most transcendent minds can only withstand so much vacacious... I can't say that word. Some vacacious discourse. Vacacious? I don't know. So many different words. Alright, what's your deal? Would you like some replenishment? The corporeal beings derive meaning from patronizing this cafe, you say? Felicitations. Personally, I've long since parted from such material concerns in favor of starting contemplatively into the abyss. To begin chasing hopes and dreams now would be to betray my very principles. You're very... Everyone's such a Debbie Downer. Man. God, these guys haven't changed. Where's your report, Tesla? Not great. One would think they could at least show a bit of respect to you, of all people, out of self-preservation, if not else. The probability of further developments on illusion is now infinite. What kind of word is that? Infinitesimal. Fuck me. I can't. No, I refuse to give up. Their terrible attitudes are all the more reason to make them see the light. Between the three of us, we will get them to enjoy themselves. Implicit threat acknowledged. Initializing joint operation protocols. However, this unit also must acknowledge the non-zero probability of failure. In such a scenario, the odds ever secured in the patronage of Ia and Nibby must be revised to hopeless. Projections indicate that the business may not survive this outcome. You're as bad as they are sometimes. Do you know that? Cecil, you mentioned that the Ia once offered you food, did you not? So they don't consider themselves beyond the concept of repast. They're repast? There must be a way to build on that and make them understand. I mean, it wasn't quite food that we were offered, if I remember correctly. You interrupt my staring once again. Curious. Is this a physical compulsion? No. We're simply asking an intelligent, enlightened opinion. You seem very focused, so surely none would be better suited to answer a few questions. I suppose that would be within the bounds of my principles, and as time is inherently meaningless, you'll not cost what might otherwise have mattered. Pray wait a moment, and I will see if other rationally minded individuals are interested in this diversion. Huzzah! Leave the debate to you, Tesla. See if you can stimulate their inquiring minds enough to draw them to the cafe. Choose the appropriate phrases to generate interest in lost dregs. As the resulting pontification may result to several minutes, you may wish to cancel. Okay. It's one of these things. Alright, leave the discussion to me. True, there is not, but it's that old theme when we first arrived here. True, there is not like a rousing examination to take one's mind out the ceaseless torment of existence. Should we start with 350,173 questions or so? Jesus Christ. $350,000? I was thinking more in the neighborhood of 3. I see that in my cognitive agitation, I neglected to account for your base intellects. Carry on with your paltry queries then. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if that was an insult, or do you have any interesting gustatory sensations? Do you enjoy a good meal? Quite. Many traditionalists consume sustenance, and I partake in the occasional absorption of quality ether at the restaurant myself. Transparent line of inquiry. We have little need for another restaurant. I told you as much already. Oh dear, if you misunderstand what we mean by the term. The food that lost drugs offers an entirely different experience in ethereal absorption, I assure you. Being appears the question may have been excessively simplistic. Dale and Ia indicates a clear preference for mental stimulation via the theoretical concepts. Okay. The diminutive being suggests that gustatory sensations are a primary consideration for your establishment. Biologically, however, these are not for more than a secondary mechanism to prevent primitive organisms from starving to death. Explain this contradiction. Biology is not the only determinant of good life, you know, but perhaps to truly comprehend our argument requires tasting yourselves. This one. Is your contention that regardless of their evolutionary purpose, gustatory sensations provide tangible, perhaps philosophical or spiritual benefits? Intriguing. But ultimately unconvincing. If your aim remains to entice us to your cafe, the perception of sustenance is necessarily determined by the nature of one's gustatory and olfactory organs, so to assume that all beings would experience the same positive outcomes is preposterous. Well, I guess that is question that work. That is true. Nevertheless, I guess that didn't work out. Intellectual stimulation is present, but curiosity level is not yet critical. You seem to propose additional discourse. We're not doing so well. Though I acknowledge that there is some logic to your argument, we are perhaps at an impasse, given our form's lack of physicality. Nevertheless, I am curious to know what manner of taste you would present us with out of your gustatory organs. The taste of your former lives as corporeal beings, perhaps. Indeed, it is rational to assume that as corporeal beings with unique gustatory organs, we too once found certain sensations particularly stimulating. If your cafe is capable of providing knowledge of such long-lost sensations, we would welcome the experience. If anyone can do it, we can. We've served a variety of civilizations already, with great success, I might add. Well, I guess that worked. Operational success imminent. Allied units must remain engaging for critical final phase. The preparation of historically accurate systems will be no simple task, yet the hirsute being insist on accomplishing it. Is this compulsion intrinsically or extrinsically motivated? It is our deepest and most heartfelt desire to see hope restored to the universe. My journal does suggest that making you happy will... My journal does suggest that making you happy will progress my current quest. Oh, it's funny. How very pertinent of you. Very well, I am convinced that your establishment will offer an authentic experience of the shackles of the flesh. Heartfelt, it says. How charmingly irrational. Nary a mention of the tangible impact our hope would have on the surrounding dynamis. There are those too, of course, but most of all, what we want is for our patrons to enjoy themselves. Student does not disagree with the assessment of organic life forms as primitive, though it is rich in irony given the irrationality on display at present. Huh. In any case, mission objective complete. Allied units' performance will be lauded as capable. Thanks, man. Or madam, whatever your designation is. We see that you indeed had quite a few questions. When we maybe partake in sensory experiences? Well, first we need to prepare a full course of gustatory experimentation. Experimentation, you say? That sounds most agreeable. If this unit may suggest it, Cecil's flesh would be more suitable for medium. No, it would not! Oh, I quite agree. No one has tasted more taste than the intrepid Cecil. Her palate is refined and her bravery unmatched. She'll be the perfect candidate to try any and all dishes we prepare. Then we need only scan and transmit the sensory perception data to the Ia's consciousness. Really? Fine, I'll be the taste tester. I guess it makes sense. They don't have mouths, so they can't exactly eat themselves. It is unclear at present what their people may have eaten in their corporeal days, but we can begin by finding out what sort of taste they enjoy, then refine the recipe from there. Regardless, we shall need to fire up the ovens immediately. As I checked our inventory, the kitchens are well stocked with vegetables, fish, and Charlatan cookbooks. The probability that the Ia's historical diet was identical to that of the life forms of the theorists is astronomically low. This scene proposes incorporating the ingredients by the words as well. Scanning flavor sim category for ingredient data. Floor near the vitrified fort may contain content suitable for the use of as seasoning. Data indicates that organic life forms love seasonings. Don't hesitate to taste test in the field. Ah, good. I'd rather not get poisoned. Remaining allied units should be received to the last Dregs for recipe analysis. This unit will answer any further customer questions. Alright. Where we're going? Way the fuck down there, huh? Oh man. Things you gotta do to provide excellent customer service. The
fucking retail, man.
Well, I guess this isn't exactly retail. This is restaurant business. Where am I going? Over the mountain? Oh, that looks like great seasoning. Looks like white beans. Alright. Easy bitch tell her back here and go from there. Alright, I got your seasonings. Make something good. Ian must thus have asked 81,120 questions, so you can feel the last remnant of its patience slipping. Yeah, I won't last after 10. A timely rescue, a chemical composition of ingredients within expected parameters. And let the experimentation begin. What do we got? We got fish, we got pasta, we got a hamburger. Not bad, half bad if I do say so myself. Dig in, Cecilla. Initializing progressive scan of gustatory inputs. Alright. Perfectly ordinary pasta. The terrifying, vaguely terrifying fish. The seemingly innocuous hamburger. Let's go with the burger. That seems the most normal. You're struck with the sudden certainty that Janningway either borrowed or stole this recipe from The Last Stand. Though the locally sourced flavoring adds an unexpected spiciness to the medium rare meat inside. Your tongue is now tingling. Let's go for the pasta. Let's say the terrifying fish for last. That looks normal, right? Pasta's not unlike that of the theorists, although the otherworldly flavors add the tang and complexity. Actually, surely any gluten-tolerant life form enjoys a massive bowl of carbohydrates. Alright, the vaguely terrifying fish. That doesn't look appealing at all. Was that fish staring into your soul just now? Hopefully not. In any case, its pallid flesh must have thoroughly absorbed the added alien flavor. You certainly tasted something. Yeah, I as expected that would taste terrible. Gustatory data received. Transmit to patron 007 and 008. So these are the flavors of which you speak. Thank you for helpfully categorizing each as sweet, salty, sour, bitter, or savory. I fear I am quite overcome by the medley. It is impossible to say whether this sensory assault is identical to what I might have once felt when consuming sustenance. Yet it is a useful reference to ruminate upon nevertheless. It was well worth the effort in my book. Tell me, did any of the dishes strike you as particularly enjoyable? first stimulated me in the most pleasing fashion. How was this flavor derived? Ah, that was flavored with local ingredients harvested by Cecil, garnished with powdered miracle shrimp. A type of crustacean the grabs are forming an illusion. Pulverized crustaceans! The nature of gustatory sensations is inscrutable indeed. That we found these ones pleasing perhaps indicates that we too once consumed mutilated decapods. I can't imagine why we would have left that behind. I'm grateful to have even simulated the experience. And there you have it. Do you think this will be enough to bring about more change to illusion? Inconclusive, the unit proposes the allied units ascend to scan for signs of change. Alright, I guess we'll find out. Little mans. What are you doing? Creeping about. Alright, let's see if anything's changed. Oh shit. Signal before confirms that alterations have occurred. Let's proceed with the scan. Let's see what's changed. Oh. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting the road people, but hey. Jellyfish! That's actually pretty nice. I mean, it's not like the Grab's place, but these creatures are certainly weren't here before. But what are they? They put me in mind of Aetherius' jellyfish. No results found in database. Furthermore, these life forms differ from the simulations in Ultimate Thule on a molecular level. You mean a new species has been born? Here? And is it so illogical? Illusion's climate is suitable for the growth of complex vegetation, and a significant portion of its surface is occupied by sea. Many life forms have arisen from similar environments. The unit would venture that under these conditions, the EA's yearning for a corporeal past were sufficient to cause dynamics to coalesce as organic life. That's incredible! New life. Jellyfish! And such a very adorable life you are! Yes, you are. Like unto newborn babes, or so I assume. Eons have passed since we Ea have held a child. Yet it is not conceivable that some part of us remembers. If these creatures arose from our fondness of the past, that they may indeed be the nascent forms we mentioned in our ancient records. I do see a certain resemblance. Would you like to give these little ones a name then? We lost the meaning to our names long ago, leaving us only the simple phonemic system we now employ for individuals. The suggestion that we might impart the significance of these children via nomenclature is depressingly ludicrous. Nevertheless, we shall call them what kind of fucking name is that? Miz? We'll just call it Mew. Peculiar name to share, perhaps, but one we may find the meaning in together. Can't spell that to save my life, but it sounds lovely. I'll select to remain with the Mew for a time. They doubtless know much of the gustatory sensations and other such facets of corporeality. Serving as their guardians, we may yet reclaim some of what was lost. Life has risen to the Ea's longing, nurture and protect the Mew as for they have much to share. Yet there's room for Dynamis illusion to grow. What other hopes will power the Dynamis bring to life? So I'm assuming another form of landmass will be right there. That would probably be the road people. It would be a great deal more difficult to focus with those creatures about. They're so wibbly wobbly. The unit requires you to contain yourself. Energy levels are already low to patron ceaseless querying. Feel you, man. However, this unit does admit to curiosity regarding the new life forms. Though it is probable that the Mew share data with the EO's genetic memory, possibilities of their development are infinite. This differentiates them from other Dynamis-based life forms. Or maybe they're just one more indication that you lot aren't doomed after all. This place was built for endings, it's true, but we have seen many in the beginning. Let's keep that trend going, shall we? Affirmative, our mission remains one constant among many variables. Alright, next rep. Nice. Cool. I'll get more quests while I'm at it. Alright. And that is going to be it for this reputation. Oh boy. So when we can go on to the next rep, we will be back. So give me a jiffy. Alright, we are back. We're ready to go on to the next ring, so let's do it. My internet's running really slow because I'm uploading something. So let's hope that's not an issue. We're incorporating the dragons now, huh? Mew status thriving. According to recent scans, the EA also emit pleased vibrations. They aren't the only ones. Members of quite a few civilizations have been enjoying watching the Ms. frolic, and customer satisfaction has risen accordingly. On that note, it is just about time for our regular rounds at the cafe. Care to join? Sure. I'll join you. What could go wrong? As you can see by my quest log, I'm in the process of doing another Zeta. As you can see, the last Dregs is now patronized by entities of all ages, and we have expanded our beverage range to accommodate both the young and the very, very old accordingly. Now that the Mew Ms. and the EA have settled in, the time to introduce new patrons is optimal. As a matter of fact, I was just thinking the same. We've had such good luck with the EA, it only seems natural that we invite the dragons next. They too are residents of Ultima Thule, after all. Shall this unit scan your cranial cavern for irregularities? We Omicrons are the dragon's mortal enemies. Ugh. They will not willingly break bread or any other sustenance with us. Damn it. Projections indicate they may be traumatized by the very suggestion. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. Are you worried about them? How endearing. Yet, if Ultima Thule is to move forward, its people cannot remain mirrored in the conflicts of the past. It will befoul the Dynamis, for one thing, and bugger up our hard work. We must learn to live in harmony. My voice! What's going on? Acknowledged. But this unit will excuse itself for promotional efforts. The probability of the Dragon Star's life forms reacting adversely to Omicron presence in their territory exceeds acceptable parameters. Shrameters. It may be risky, but the dragons are to believe that the Omicrons have turned over a new leaf. I can think of no better ambassador. You may not be able to remind time and unconquer the Dragon Star, but you can certainly strive to do better in the future we're creating. Dynamis makes the impossible possible. You said so yourself. Encouragement tentatively internalized. This unit will attempt to serve as an ambassador for peace. Then it's up to Rhea Tara. We go! Oh, I can't imagine how well this is gonna go. Do this quickly before the reset in 45 minutes. This unit has detected an additional hurdle to fulfill the current objective. Excuse me, can I interest you in anything? Anything at all? Hello? Ignore me and let me go away. Huh. Hopefully that works for me. I wondered how a tuft of floss did come to clamor so, but 'tis no more than one of thy strange companions. This explaineth much. What, wilt thou not leave me to my slumber? So long have I been weary. We have just the thing for that. Coffee! Delectable cuisine as well. Why not stop by the last Dregs and see what civilizations of Ultimate Thule are raving about? I realize that you may have complicated feelings about my Omicron friend here, but we would nevertheless offer you a place to eat, drink, and be merry. Art thou attempting to provoke me? Though I suppose it matters not. Neither grief nor hate stir within me, for my flame hath long since flickered and died. The news that you do not wish to inflict vengeful obliteration upon the Alphatron star should be welcome. However, this unit finds it unexpectedly difficult to process. Are you certain you do not desire revenge? Not even a micron? It may be advisable to gnaw on this unit in the name of experimentation, lest your conclusion be premature. To what ends? The destruction of a single machine changes not, meaneth not. Aye, we dragons once rebelled as though would have me do. In the mountain's shadow did we gather to sing, yet even our melodies are not but memory now. If I no longer wait for the silence machine, why dost thou believe I have aught to spare for thee? Oh. Conversational difficulty level is critical. This unit requests permission to retreat. Not so fast! The Carlians' apocalyptic aggression didn't stop us, and now will this dragon's depression. All of our patrons have needed a little help in learning to hope again. Oh, my controller, whoopty. It's just a matter of discerning what they value and how to provide it. Fortunately, we have the great Cessa at our side. I've heard tell that you have no little experience trading with dragons. And though the dragons here may not recall their passions, if the Dragon Song War was an indication, their brethren on Aetheris possess no such problem. Sure, there is at least one dragon of your acquaintance with whom you can consult. Yes, there is. For each will explain terms we can understand. Vidofnir is wise and has been kind to me. Let's go for Vidofnir, because Vritra is nice, but we haven't seen Vritra since the whole thing, so let's go with Vidofnir. Plus, you know, she's been nice to me. Vidofnir it is then. As the leader of her people and an arbiter of peace, she must have some advice about disagreeable dragons. And she doesn't sound like the sort to let her elders on the Dragon Star wallow for eternity. Aetheris' historical records are not registered to this unit's database, but the proposed course sounds logical as described. It is statistically probable that they will not welcome assistance from a former enemy, but this unit believes that we must restore hope to dragonkind. Then it's decided. Do we need to pack chassis wax or anything? This unit must remain in Ultimate Thule to ensure the smooth operation of the last Dregs, while allied lifeforms are away. However, a portable communications drone can be dispatched for the journey. Okay. How convenient! Let us make for Annex Trine post haste. I haven't been there in a good age. I don't remember the last time I've actually had to go to Annex Trine for an official visit. Well, for any visit really, because I don't really go there. There it is. I don't really come here at all. Where's the hole in the roof? There it is. Hello, Vidofnir, it's been a good while. Dost thou ever rest, little one? Thou hast brought salvation to the star, yet thy countenance bespeaks a mission. No, there's no rest for the wicked. Oh, look, a mini Omicron. The will of the star hath blessed thee with charming companions. Yet to think I should meet one of the machines that drove my grandsire from the Dragon Star. 'Tis like unto a bedtime fable. Fear not, for I shall not rebuke thee. Thou wouldst not be the first to call an old full friend. 'Tis the fate of the dragons that concerneth me. To condemn them to an empty existence forevermore would be cruel indeed. This unit did not expect to find you so pleasant, alive. It is difficult to locate the proper lexical data. Jamming waves shared much data about the dragons of Aetheris during the journey, but this unit struggles to process that those who embrace an ageless existence upon the star are the same species as the life forms we encountered in Ultima Thule. Your dragons too faced countless battles and great suffering, yet they emerged whole. This unit wonders how much can be attributed to faith in their allied units, and how much to the resilience of their hope, or if those two variables are one and the same. Which brings us back to our purpose here. Is there anything you can say to the old dragons of Ultima Thule that might open their hearts to embrace hope once more? My sire, Rice Velger, oft spoke of Midgard Somer's tales of the Dragon Star, for from those memories was our Somal born. I'm curious how they managed to even make the tower to begin with. I guess they were allied with humans at once, so I guess they helped. 'Tis my understanding that the Dragon Star possessed a sacred peak, resplendent, and 'twas my grandsire's longing for its heights that drew him to the nest upon Aetheris. Mine ancestors doubtless felt its loss as keenly, yet their despair hath given way to exhaustion. The memory 'tis but a dull ache in their hearts. Restore to them memory untainted by bitterness, and that may yet be inspired as my grandsire once was. Words, however, shall not suffice. Not words, what about taste? We managed to evoke joyful recollections via soup before. Surely we can do the same for the dragons. Previous customer data supports this hypothesis. However, dragons do not possess a culinary tradition as such. As with the Grebs, we must think outside standard parameters. Oh, I believe I have precisely what we need. Among the recipes provided to us by our Charlayan collaborators is one from Ishgard, a dessert resembling the Somal. If that's not outside standard parameters, I don't know what is. A curious proposal, but thou art welcome to attempt it. My grandsire once spoke with the pale blossoms northeast of Annex Trine as like unto those of the Dragonstar's valleys. Collect them with my blessing. Sounds like we shall be gazing upon a resplendent and edible peak in no time. This unit requests that you return to the last Dregs before initiating baking protocols. The utility of this drone's tiny digits is limited. Sure. Give it to me. Adolfnir is nice as always. A friendly dragon. Alright. Gotta go way up here and up over the wall. Who needs a wall as big? Like, seriously. Alright. Give me some blooms. Alright, back to the last Dregs we go. That's not the word I'm going for. got your stuff. Here's your blooms. Gold blooms. Oops, I skipped that dialogue. Consider them initiated. Dessert is go. Remember, machine, 'tis only for the purported requests of my kin across the expanse I humor thee. Do not test my patience over long. We wouldn't dream of it, now if you'll come this way. What is that? Oh god. Looks like chocolate and mint. Thy tiny hands brought this for my sake. Yes, Cecil's less tiny hands and N7000's spiny whatsits also helped. We worked hard to make it as much like the holy peak of the Dragon Star as possible. Do you like it? Silence. Tis difficult to say. My palate recalleth not what flavors once appealed. Visually, however, I see it. The peaks dividing the Dragon Star in twain, bright clouds shroud them. I feel the wind upon my scales and I remember. It's a success. A passing strange place this. Yet the newfound bond that with my distant kin, these memories gifted unto me, I am grateful. The gesture had touched me, of that be certain. I mean, it's alright to miss home, everyone does sometimes. Indeed, how beautiful it was, our Dragon Star. How joyfully its winds did brace our wings. I should like my kid to remember those days, no longer to mourn them, but dream of them once more. This unit is pleased to hear of your spiritual revival. However, it would be remiss of this unit not to remind you that our establishment employs a large Omicron staff. Your kin would be most welcome to join you, but would this not be intolerable to them? Metal warrior, thou art not the same as thou once were. No more are we. I know not what make of this future, but I would linger on no longer in the past. That is why you created this place, is it not? Logic circuits complete. Threat level nominal. Business status booming. However, this unit is experiencing an anomalous overflow. Conditions mathematically insufficient to generate current levels of mission satisfaction. Further analysis required. Initializing additional processors. Are you sure you aren't just happy? You know, like the squishy wishy organic life form? An illogical life form such as yourself could not begin to understand this unit's internal workings. Terminating interaction. Goodbye. Don't you dare go into sleep mode, coward! We cannot let N7000's emotional dysfunction detract from our success. It's an illusion! We'll drag it there if we must. Not awake. Alright, let's do it. And it's kind of a shame this place doesn't get built up, because I'm kind of curious what this place would look like if it's, you know, functioning. Please refrain from vibrating her vocal organs. This unit will continue processing anomalous satisfaction levels once the illusion stance has been verified. Oh, jeez. Fine. Whatever you say. Ooh, look at that. Dragon eggs that aren't fucking all gross looking? Look at that. Nice. I got some background scenery. I do hope that winds bless you yonder peak. Hello, Mr. Jellyfish. Inspiration has touched the dragon's hearts and given form to a nostalgic visit from the Dragon Star. Oh god, there's more? Yet there's still room for illusion to grow and change, while other hopes will power the dynamos bring to life. That has to be the road peoples, because there's no one left. What a majestic sight that was! It's so pointy. Harmony between dragons and omicrons defies any and all prior projections. A rousing success then. Given historical events, it should not be possible per the laws of the universe. Only in Ultima Thule could such a thing occur. In that case, I better not hear you question our potential ever again. This is definitive proof that we can do anything if we put our minds to it, no matter what your projections say. I was created by someone too, you know? But I don't believe that being artificial makes our experiences any less worthwhile. We're here and we're making a difference. Have a little faith, that's what living is all about. You seem to not realize that you are plagued by similar existential doubts, though it does explain your desire to pry into psyches you do not understand. Nevertheless, this unit will produce noises and generalized validation. Well, good. We've created a miracle here today, as well as new bonds between dragonkind that span time and space. I propose we bask in that glory for a while. I agree. We just got the road people to deal with now. Because there's no one left. Nice. Alright, we're done with that rank. So once we're able to go off to the next rank, we will be back. Okay, we are ready to go off to the next rank. It's the second to last rank. This is the last rank we'll actually see progress in illusion. So, N7000, what is going on? What's going on, buddy? Reports from behind the counter indicate that dragons have achieved social integration of their customers. This is ideal. Have you seen them in illusion? They're flying again. Goodness, I'm so happy we could help. To my eye, it looks like as if we're at least as popular as the last stand now, albeit with a more diverse clientele. I'll let you be the judge of that, though. Ship protocols engaged. There he goes. Let's check out what's going up here at the last Dregs. What's going on up here? Ah, I love the smell of carrot coffee in the eternal twilight, and look at all the contented customers enjoying our cuisine, which is more than I could have ever imagined when I proposed this idea. This unit is struggling to generate areas for improvement. Are all cafe objectives now complete? I suppose you could say that, though it is a strange way to view one's accomplishments. Why do you ask? In accordance with the directive to all Alphatron registered units to live, this unit's mission is to assist fallen civilizations in reclaiming lost hope through simulation, soup, or other means as necessary. It appears that this has been accomplished. If so, then this unit must complete its performance evaluation immediately. Performance evaluation? That sounds dreadfully dull. Rather, yes. Nevertheless, this unit must adhere to a standard operating protocol and analyze the results of our cultural preservation efforts. Evaluation results will determine whether the student may continue to embrace the familiar inertia of their current mission. If all potential objectives have been fulfilled, it will once again consign itself to hibernation. Allied units may wish to know that interim evaluations indicate the latter result is likely. This unit has collected more than sufficient data proving that with the appropriate simulation, even despairing life forms may once again hope. No further research on the subject is required. Logically speaking, to continue along the current trajectory would be a waste of energy. Oh, you are really fluffing my fur right now. It's like you weren't even listening to my lectures. Plural. We are finally at the point where we can operate this cafe without one civilization or another reinventing the apocalypse, and you want to kick the bucket? Come a little closer and I'll kick it for you. This unit gently reminds the screeching lifeform that Omicron decision-making algorithms do not prioritize emotion. Well, they should. This mission has never been about experimental data, and you know it. Waste of energy, my furry arse. Our feelings matter to the Dynamis. They matter to the universe, so why don't they matter to you? This unit does not know what to tell you. Fine, be that way. See if I care. Oh. This unit will proceed to base Omicron to back up unit data before shutdown protocols initialize. Additional personnel changes may follow, but sticking before will minimize disruption to cafe operations. This unit acknowledges the non-zero possibility that it may return, but at least for the moment, it leaves the last dregs in your capable appendages. Farewell. Oh boy. Have we moved past the anger stage yet? I don't know. Oh, this is horrible. We can't let N7000 enter permanent hibernation. What will the cafe do without it? What will I do? I don't know. I can't tell you that. Alright. I'm calm. Now, how do we stop it? Even if we catch up to it before it reaches base Omicron, I doubt it will want to speak to me after my outburst. You go alone then. I'll take the time to gather my thoughts. So let's go talk some sense into this robot. So is that illusion up there? It's gotta be, right? Maybe? Oh no, that's illusion. Huh. Hey man, have you seen a robot? Well, you're all robots, never mind. Request for personnel data acknowledged. Scan recent automatic transmissions of internal processing logs. Unit N... I'm just call Unit N7. Unit N7 access the logical process records of Sir, and has been engaged in analysis and projection related to the same. The operational protocol governing these peculiar actions cannot be determined at this time. This unit wishes you the pleasant speculation. Well, thanks, I guess. Oh, it's this asshole. Forgot about you. Request for location data acknowledged. Searching for base Omicron monitoring logs. Census detected N7's progress toward the fallow portal. Calculations indicate they'll have proceeded past the empty portal towards the limits of Ostracon Deca Hexi by the time code at which the organic life form can catch up. Thanks, I guess. Big words. I haven't been up here since the story. As you can see, I'm a miner because I already got level 90 with botanist, so I switched to miner to generate more XP. The signals of an allied unit are not unwelcome. But why did you follow this unit here, Cecila? Talk some sense into you. Well, why did you come here? That's what I want to know. This unit has been analyzing logs originating from M017, alias Stigma 1, alias Sir, for some time now. Yet as Unit M017 have repeatedly paid a visit to the Tree of Life to analyze internal projections. The impetus for these actions was logged as personal reasons. In other words, when its protocols were insufficient, M017 came here to ponder its next course of action. This unit had hoped that the tree might provide data of use in its current dilemma. No such data has been forthcoming. In retrospect, there is non-zero possibility that M017 did not find what it was looking for here either. This unit cannot conceptualize actions outside of its original programming that might lead to its desired conclusion. All simulations will become performance evaluation and shutdown. The precise value of a future in which this unit carries on operating the cafe in service of our myriad patrons remains unknown, and thus cannot be mathematically comparable to that of a successful evaluation. Nevertheless, this unit's preference remains constant. Does this preference then constitute a logical fallacy that must be discarded? Inconclusive! As a military information and operations specialist, this vacillation? Is that how you say it? This vacillation is most distressing. Further reveal the objective reality that the cafe has restored hope to multiple once fallen civilizations is not helping. Paradoxically, it appears to make this unit's memory overflow even worse. And listen to your heart rather than your calculations for once. Well, technically, it doesn't have a heart. That is impossible. As a mechanical life form, this unit does not possess any such vulnerable organs, physically or metaphorically. Unless... you know what I mean. Yet unless allied units were correct, and this unit is truly not the same unit once was. If all life forms were born in Ultima Thule, including this unit, possess infinite potential in a mathematical sense... God, these big words! Generate new projections. Multi-sim mode initialized. Shutting down auxiliary functions and overclocking processors. This unit is processing. Shut up! Let me do my thing! Warning, processing load critical. Cannot accept additional inputs. Fail to step away from the unit may result in severe burns. Though its state is worrisome, it seems that you'll be unable to interrupt N7's processing Qui? My god! Q for present. Perhaps you should bring Jamaway along to kick its bucket. Oh man. Alright, jamming away. I need your assistance here, buddy. This thing's not listening to me at all. Jamming away! Where are you? I need your assistance here. All this worrying is exhausting, not to mention the yelling. Apologies for that, by the way, by the by. But did you find N7? Is it alright? Well, you can say that. I recall seeing this "sir" in the logs. It did seem to have individualistic tendencies, now that you mention it. You should know its personal reasons better than I. Of course, I would not be the first nor the last to agonize over its existence. The choice to live was not made just the once, after all. No, I don't think it's a leap, or even a bunny hop, to assume that M017 struggled with much the same questions of purpose and potential that plague N7. The Omicrons have little experience with the self-doubt that comes from facing and determining its future. Very little experience with emotions in general, really. Does it not bother you that you see no changes into illusion that could be contributed to N7 and the other staff? The Dynamis reacted to my very first burst of hope and was reliably taken from every civilization, but not them. Omicrons have emotion of that, I'm certain. Hopefully the future specifically. Precisely. Should our N7 then not have the power to shape dynamos in spades? Look how successful it's been. Personally, I believe it does have that power, but every time it feels a little something, it shoves that emotion away under a pile of numbers and refuses to think about it ever again. It needs to allow itself to feel that joy, that hope, for it to grow and blossom an illusion. None of this waste of energy. Nyeh, time to die, bollocks. Honestly, does it ever think about anyone else? Mark my words, I'm gonna gather every scrap of joy we've created here and shove them right down its stupid throat. Yee. We'll need to be back. We'd be quick if we want to prepare before N7 finishes processing. Finds a way to infuriate me even more. We're certainly not allowing it to shuffle off its metal coil today or ever. First, though, we'll need to choose a recipe, one guaranteed to remind it of what we've accomplished here at the last Dregs, and give it a taste of the boundless happiness yet to come. Sure, leave it to me. I'm certain Stigma 4 can dig something out of its database that can represent our culinary achievements without proving an electrocution hazard. Wait just a moment. I mean, it's a robot. What exactly is it gonna do? It can't eat, it can't drink. Here we are. Thrusters disengaged, N7 not detected, awaiting promised explanation. It's quite a long story. Circumstances acknowledged. N7 logs transmitted to central database confirm the accuracy of managerial report. Conclusion reached by N7 also confirmed accurate. Operation protocols are absolute. Completion of mission necessitates permanent hibernation. I don't think I'll ever understand your culture's obsession with productivity. However, running in multi-sim mode for prolonged periods poses unacceptable risks to hardware. Immediate intervention recommended. Aha! Not quite the sympathetic response I was looking for, but it'll do. As for your intervention, I propose the presentation of a delicious dish that will bring N7 back to its senses. What do you think it would like? It's a robot. What can it like? Invalid input. Preferences are irrelevant to mechanical life forms. What N7 requires is refrigerant liquid. A cooling beverage, then. I think we can manage that. I guess wants to drink oil. I'm not sure how they can do that. Can you search your database for local ingredients we might use? N7 always seemed to know what it was doing, but so I've never bothered learning what anything is. Auxiliary information evaluated. Nevertheless, request acknowledged. Scanning database. Gaseous matter suitable for condensation and subsequent ingestion contain ovular ore samples in Ostracon Tria. Approximate coordinates 30, 9.5, 2.5. Thanks. Wonderful, you're natural at this. Managerial praise is unnecessary. Scan the database is well within standard operational protocols. Production of vital liquids such as refrigerants and oils is also standard protocol for a logistic matrix. However, cafe operations have repeatedly demonstrated that standard chemical formulae are insufficient impetus for the alteration of dynamis. That is where cafe management must intervene. Allied Unit N7 is depending on you. Do not fail. Don't you worry, Stick. Before we would never let our allied units down. I lead the procurement of the primary ingredient to you, Cecila. In the meantime, I'll see what else might be mechanically digestible around here. Again, how? N7 coordinates confirmed. Suggest subject remains immobile. Retrieval unit will be dispatched to Ostracon Deca Hexi momentarily. Okay. So I'm going to have to gather some oil. Where am I going? Where am I going? Over there. Methane eggs. Great. Sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. Not really. Can I get them scrambled? Alright, give me your eggs! Alright, that was easy. Oh, jamming way. Here's your eggs. I got 4 of them too, so make use of them. Emissions ahoy! Now we can just need to condense this, perhaps shake it up with some other bits and bobs for the proper cocktail experience. Not quite sure. I still don't know how it's gonna drink it, but we'll find out. An oil-flavored cocktail. What more could you want? That looks very gross. Emergency override command prompt. Oh god. Okay. Beverage protocols initiated. Please wait. The last Dregs. You don't like to register its confusion. You miserable sack of sockets! Bolthead! We're looking for it. I'll kick your butt into the galaxy, you! Ah, yes, this unit remembers now. Dialogue with the screeching life form had reached an impasse, so it withdrew to organize its thought processes in peace. This unit became trapped in a processing loop and overheated, but temperatures are now nominal. As your civilization would say, phew. So you're feeling better? That's the best news I've heard all day. No thanks to you. This unit's circuits are still somewhat muddled. Reviewing event log for flags associated with the mission to live. Results have recalculated, projections located. Proceeding to illusion to confirm. What about the drink? You can at least explain yourself. Sounds like it's expecting some changes to Dynamis. What sort, I have no idea. After it! You just left my drink on the table! How rude! I worked so hard for that! Those eggs. What kind of fucking sword is that? Funky looking. Signal 4's logs confirm the N7 can display. Make haste! Hang on now. What is that? Emerald Greatsword? The fuck is that from? Oh, it must be from Savage or something? It's 515, so it's gotta be. Forest? Did N7 do this? Not quite what I was expecting for the final change, but okay. What's this theme? Ahem! Ahem! You owe us a very thorough report. Affirmative. As you may have detected, since the birth of illusion, this unit's self-determination algorithm has been in conflict with its core protocols. This issue has been surpassingly difficult to resolve. The cooling solution that you made, however, enabled this unit to arrive at a conclusion. It is confident in the result of its performance evaluation. First, a thought experiment for all allied units. How has this unit transformed the landscape of illusion, despite its nature as a replicated mechanical life form? Nature doesn't matter. You're eating it out alive. The future is always possible. Now you've made it real. Nature doesn't matter. Though the dead are gone, what they left behind lives on in the realm of infinite possibility. A pleasing analysis indeed. This unit regrets not having seen the beauty in it earlier. Thank you, Cecila. This unit will keep your words close to its heart. In the history of the universe, countless possibilities have gone unfulfilled, but it is an error to thus consign them to the realm of the impossible. All that Dynamis requires is that we ask, what if? While sentient life forms remain to ask that question, to dream of unrealized dream futures, this unit cannot agree with the EA's conclusion that the end of the universe is inevitable. Our data proves that miracles happen. Took you long enough? Honestly, you gave me quite a fright with that shutdown nonsense. Interesting. Would you miss this unit if it were gone, Jammingway? Jammingway? Requesting acknowledgement of warm and fuzzy feelings. Never in a billion years, Bolt Brain. Denied, denied, denied. In any case, this unit recognizes the role the Alphatron Star played in cutting the futures for many civilizations short. Together with allied managers, the Omicrons have restored hope to some civilizations and assisted in developing illusion to its current state. The star now teems with life, some of it newly born. Calculations may say that this is sufficient to fulfill the unit's mission, but this unit disagrees. What we have accomplished thus far is a significant step toward a new future for the Omicrons, but not the last. This unit believes in infinite possibilities beyond the projection capabilities of Stigma 4. Alongside our allies of the last Dregs, we must continue to make them real. We shall atone, and we shall live. A worthy of a purpose, if you ask me, which you ought to, given that I'm still your business partner. Gladly acknowledged, Jammingway. Right. Come to think of it, we've never toasted our achievements, or shared a drink at all. What kind of cafe managers are we? I brought some refrigerated cocktail along with my normal supplies in case someone needed another wake-up call. What do you say we have a picnic? Sure. Cause of celebration. Hopefully that's an oil I'm drinking. The last Dregs specialty carrot juice for us, of course. I never go anywhere without it. Of course you don't. You know, when I proposed this idea, I was thinking of the cafes on a theorist. How the people inside smiled and laughed and spoke of tomorrow. We've been focused on providing our customers the same experience, naturally. But that's also what the last Dregs is to us, isn't it? Sounds about right. Affirmative, this unit would go so far as to assert that spending time with friends in this fashion is meaningful. Again, I'm not quite sure how he would drink that. I mean, he has no mouth to drink out of, so unless he has a the sense of satisfaction is what organic life forms persistently term happiness, is it not? Yes. Not quite the final change I was expecting. I was expecting like the white robe people would be the final change, but I guess not. That was the best character choice I've had in my whole lopperate life. That raises several questions, but this unit will restrain itself in favor of thanking Cecil once again for her assistance in time of need. This unit apologizes for burdening you with additional shifts. I note that you have yet to apologize to me for the distress you've caused. This unit has been distressed numerous times due to unwarranted screeching from the hyperbole-prone life form, and thus considers us even. Yeah. See if I save your sorry scrap metal ever again. Additionally, this unit would prefer that as business partners provide mutual assistance as a matter of course. But that is what organic life forms mean by partnership, is it not? So long as you'll hold up your part of the bargain, we're going to keep the last Dregs open until the very end of the universe and beyond. No universe is ending on our watch. Sounds like a plan. Yes! I can now get the mounts. You still have to deal with the road people, though. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I typically hate beast mounts, but I really like this one. I mean, how could you not? It's a jellyfish. It looks cool. I might actually start using it instead of my my bird mount. I mean, how could you not like it? It's so cool. Alright. That is going to be it for this rank. We're so small. So we got one more rank to go, which is not going to be much. It's just going to be probably like a wrap-up thing, like it has been. So once we're able to go off to the final rank, we will be back. Alright, we are back. We are here to finish off the Omicrons. So, N7, what's going on? Give me the big wrap up. Life, the universe, and coffee beans. By the way, this is a very long video. I didn't real. Well, I guess it's pretty normal for a beast tribe, but this is almost. So I'm gonna try to make this quick. Precisely 86,400,000 time codes have passed since our latest brooding incident. A new record. This unit's mission satisfaction could not be higher. I don't know about you, but I think we deserve a break. Care to join us for a tall glass of carrot juice? Carrot coffee is also an option, though. I would hate to risk our safety record. This unit notes that carrots are still disproportionately represented on the menu, but accept your invitations. No, that's impossible. Alright. I mean, post-edit, after I threw out all the parts and so far, we're already at like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I might have to go see if I can figure out how to shorten that down. I don't know if I can, though. The last Dregs certainly has come a long way. Remember when the counter was dusty and musty? Yeah, like the other two counters over there? I don't know what civilization originally built these structures, but I like to think they'd be happy to see what we've done with the place. Perhaps they ran a cafe of their own long ago. Actually, while you're here, can I try to check in on the patrons? As you well know, customer satisfaction is our top priority, or our first priority. They wouldn't dare fob you off with a platitude. Okay, Grabs, what's going on? This place, I love it here. It reminds me of home almost as much as the sea on Illusion. Such pristine sea it is. Every time I devour delicious fish, I reaffirm my vow to protect it. What's throwing a fish, please? Yet he wants to eat it. You aren't doing much protecting. Hey guy, what about you? It's been quite some time since I began cooperating with this lout, hasn't it? Though I can scarce believe it myself, whereas we are as allies now. Some may even call us friends. To which I take offense, of course. Perish the thought. As if you don't wander off over to my side of the garden half a dozen times per ship to raise your suggestions. Perhaps people would possess a more accurate conception of our relationship if you did not so clearly crave my insight. Still, I've come to believe that anyone who enjoys the last Dregs as much as I do cannot be all bad. Even if he has poor taste in helmets. They're the same helmets, except different color. Come on, guys. Yes, the transmission of other beings' gustatory perception has been most effective. I believe I should like to experience haptic transmissions next. These burns to the tongue reported by the beings that consume coffee rapidly sound intriguing. Why do you hasten so? There are yet many gustatory sensations we must experience. The Carlians and the Grebs' perceptions are illuminating. The atmosphere too is quite enjoyable. Though the other beings are naturally unequipped to discuss the finer mysteries of the universe, the idle chatter pleases me. In fact, I've scarcely rebuked anyone at all. Well, that's good. Thy consideration is appreciated, hero. For me, it is enough to gaze upon the tiny dessert and feel the wind on my scales. Indeed, the true winds of illusion are divine, yet I find myself drawn to the pastry nonetheless. The sentiments by which thou didst create warmeth my heart even now. Well, that's good. What about the road people? Allow this unit to thank you in the perpetually anxious lifeform stead. Your data collection is appreciated. I'm not perpetually anxious. This is a normal mental concern. But yes, thank you, Cecila. How'd you find our customers? They're all satisfied. Thank goodness they're still enjoying themselves. I would hate to play host to more firefights, or fist fights, or food fights. Data from Barista Unit M104 indicates that patron numbers are only increasing. Business featured secure. Though this unit person wishes to seek out even more civilization's data nevertheless, much of the universe remains to be restored to life and hope. Incoming transmission from Stigma 4. New life? Allied units, there is a new life on Illusion. Scans indicate more than one additional life form. Oh, don't bore us with the logs. If it's worth scanning, it's worth seeing. Oh, there's another upgrade to Illusion. All right. Usually they don't have. They don't have another upgrade to these kinds of things on the very last ranked quest. So not spoil any further revelations. Let us proceed. All right, what's gonna happen now? I thought we were done with upgrading. Dragons! The dragons are born. Oh, I got more of those, huh? Crabs and fishes. Sweet mother. Stigma 4 wasn't kidding. Not that he can. Look over there. Oh, it's the boat people. Oh, yes. Look at that. That tree. This is like where that this is like where that boss fight was. Ah! What are you doing here? Uh-oh. As your companion suggested, we have traversed the dead worlds of Ultima Thule. We've seen this despair. We have seen the tragedy of the forgotten and the sorrow of those who forget themselves. This as well. Yet the star is different. There is life here. There is change. This unit understands that this is difficult for you to accept. The mission to live is no simple matter. Then why do you grasp for life in a universe that will one day die? Why seek to change with that which cannot be changed? This unit hopes you will not take this as a personal attack, but it would assert that a broad perspective is required. It is true that each civilization is vulnerable. A single particle of despair placed in the right code, the right body, the right minds, can spread like a virus. Yet there is more than one civilization in this universe. The disease that kills one spares another. The sorrow that consumes one drives the others to seek joy. Together we survive. Together we see beyond our limitations. And together we find reason to hope. So long as we live, and so long as we have even one reason to hope, the dynamics will change for us. Beyond our despair lies an infinitude of miracles. We need only open our receptors to them. We obtain physical life, eternal and complete mental resonance to determine that existence is meaningless. Despite all that, you say we were wrong? Please refrain from leaping to conclusions. Whether the inherent meaning of life, or lack thereof, can be proven by the existence of miracles remains up for debate. We EA have grappled with such questions since time immemorial. You are welcome to join us for further discussion in gustatory stimulation at the cafe before deciding that your civilization is replete with buffoons. So long as you keep the doom and gloom confined to your conversation with mentally unflappable beings, that should be fine. And who knows, a nice cup of coffee might cheer you up a bit. This unit can vouch for the utility of our beverages in processing philosophical conundrums. That too! Perhaps they'll even find something new to ponder. It's the little things, as they say. There will be time enough for all civilizations to find hope for the future, given the proposed eternal opening schedule. This unit has set reminders to look out for the end of the universe in case additional menu items are required. That's what I like to hear. Less fatalism, more carrots of happiness. So we got, that's nice. We've all come together as one big happy family. We'll have to explore the new illusion when we have a bit more time. These developments are pleasing, but whence did they originate? Changes occurred soon after Cecil asked for our customers to reflect on their experience at the cafe, no? Perhaps realizing how happy they are increasing their faith in a brighter future. And perhaps even the Nibiran were moved by the sight of a world that had not fallen to despair. In any case, the value of our mission is clear. You bet it is. Ah, it's so nice to not have to do all the emotional lifting around here anymore. Do come back and join some time, Tesla. We'll be here forever. Oh, jeez. Affirmative. Your labor has been greatly valued. We would be delighted to assign you shifts at any time. This unit, yes. Your friendship is also valued. Should you ever need a place to process, you're always welcome for a privilege of indeterminate late nature at the last Dregs. Alright, that's a nice fitting end. The road people are here. Bloodsworn! We did it! We've now achieved max ranking with the Dregs, the Omicrons. Yeah. So we got one more beast tribe to go for Endwalker, and that would be the crafting beast tribe, which won't be coming out until, I would say, patch 6.35. No. Maybe 3.5 or 4.5. It's one of those patches. It's always those in between patches. So it's either 3.5, 6.35 or 6.45. I would assume 4.5 because 3.5 just seems a little too early, but I could be wrong. So that's gonna be it for this part. It's a long one. Apologize for that. And so when we come back, I'm not quite sure what's gonna be next, honestly. I don't know if another event's gonna start or we'll get the patch 6.3, but whatever comes next, we'll tackle it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next part. Later.